Have you ever felt the weight of an unseen force, pulling you back, keeping you from living your fullest life? It's a common struggle, a gnawing sense that something within is holding you captive. You might call it a feeling of being stuck, or perhaps an emotional attachment that just won't let go. But what if I told you that true freedom isn't just possible, it's already within you, waiting to be unleashed? Drawing profound wisdom from the depths of analytical psychology, pioneered by the brilliant Carl Jung, we're about to embark on a journey to uncover the hidden dynamics of your psyche, to master the art of detaching from the invisible chains that bind you. In this transformative video, we'll explore Jung's groundbreaking principles, guiding you toward a profound sense of emotional liberation. By understanding the timeless teachings of the unconscious, you'll discover potent, healthy strategies to detach from the very things or even parts of yourself that weigh heavily on your soul. Say goodbye to the unseen shackles of unconscious attachment and embrace a newfound clarity, a focus on what truly resonates with your authentic self. If you believe in the power of inner growth, in the profound journey of individuation, and are ready to break free from the patterns that limit you, then this video is your call to adventure. Let's begin. So, why is psychological detachment so crucial for our well-being? Think about it. When we unconsciously cling to people, ideals, or even aspects of our own past, they begin to exert an insidious control over us. It's as if we've handed over the remote control to our inner world, letting external forces or unacknowledged complexes dictate our emotional landscape. This hidden influence can hijack your joy, amplify your sorrows, and in extreme cases, compel us toward decisions that feel entirely uncharacteristic. Jung often spoke of the shadow, those unacknowledged, repressed aspects of ourselves. Detaching isn't about becoming cold or uncaring. It's about discerning what genuinely belongs to your conscious self and what is merely a projection or an unintegrated complex. It means assigning the proper psychological weight to external events and internal archetypes that, left unexamined, can dominate your experience. Imagine your psyche as a vast, intricate landscape. Now stick with me on this. Every unexamined attachment, every unresolved complex, is like a dense, overgrown thicket, pulling your emotional energy, tangling your path. If you allow too many of these thickets to proliferate, or cling too tightly to one particular pattern, you're going to find yourself at the mercy of your own unconscious currents. Jung taught us to explore these hidden corners, to acknowledge, rather than merely suppress. As he famously said, one does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. This process doesn't make you indifferent. It makes you whole, grounded, and incredibly resilient. Let's get a bit more practical. Start by identifying what or who you're experiencing an overwhelming, perhaps even obsessive, attachment to. Next, ask yourself why. Am I seeking external validation because an internal archetype of the self feels diminished? Am I projecting an idealized image onto this person or situation? Understanding the archetypal root of your attachment is the first step in loosening its grip. Now, engage in activities that foster your individuation process, that fill you with a sense of purpose and genuine satisfaction. When you address the unconscious roots, the external dependencies begin to wither. But before we continue, I'm offering you a free ebook to thank you for supporting the channel. Download it now and begin your journey towards self-discovery, dream interpretation, and shadow work. Hurry because it's free. The link is on the channel page. Is there a situation or person anchoring you down through an unexamined complex? Psychological detachment, in its profound essence, sets you free to truly become yourself. So the number 2 is unpacking attachments, the ego and the self. You gotta realize that when you're overly attached to something, you're often operating predominantly from the ego self-axis in an unbalanced way. Let's strip things back to Jungian basics. At our core, we possess the self, the totality of our personality, both conscious and unconscious, the blueprint for our wholeness. Think about a child, radiating an unburdened authenticity, untouched by the ego's later complexities. Yet, as we develop, our ego, which is the center of our conscious awareness, takes the driver's seat, often accumulating a myriad of attachments. These attachments, be they to people, ideals, or even our self-image, can cloud our judgment and distract us from the overarching goal of individuation, which is the realization of the self. So, how do we start to untangle ourselves from these anchors? Begin by acknowledging the attachment. See it for what it is, a product of your ego seeking a false sense of security or validation. Next, shift your perspective. Understand that your intrinsic worth isn't tied to this attachment. Your self, your core, is already whole. This understanding doesn't happen overnight. It's a deliberate practice, a conscious choice to prioritize your inner peace and the journey of individuation over external validation. Finally, embrace the concept of synchronicity and inner knowing. When you release the fear of loss, the universe often conspires in ways that reward you with more than what was let go. Jungian detachment doesn't mean you care less. It means you understand better. It means staying true to your authentic self, letting your inner wisdom guide you rather than fear or egoic grasping. The journey toward this kind of detachment is truly transformative. It's about shedding layers of the ego, integrating the shadow, and uncovering the resilient, self-realized individual beneath. It's about moving forward with lightness, free from the burdens of unconscious attachment, ready to welcome new blessings with open arms and a steadfast heart, knowing you are guiding your own destiny. So thirdly, you must know the persona and the illusion of external validation. Sometimes our persona, the mask we present to the world, makes us believe we're not good enough, or that another person's carefully curated grass is greener, trapping us in a cycle where we emotionally cling to others for validation. Now let's talk about self-acceptance and inner healing for a second. It's truly okay to remind yourself that you're amazing, special, and unique. This isn't ego inflation. It's a healthy practice for building genuine self-esteem and nurturing your inner child or the nascent self. However, embracing this mindset doesn't mean viewing others as less than or separating yourself from the collective human experience. Now, onto the subject of detachment, particularly in relationships. It's easy to fall into a scarcity mindset, fearing the loss of someone we perceive as unique and irreplaceable. This thought pattern is often a direct offspring of an underdeveloped ego self-axis, whispering lies of scarcity and limitation. In truth, fostering psychological detachment isn't about denying genuine feelings or becoming indifferent, but about embracing the abundance of the collective unconscious and our innate capacity for love that transcends mere attachment. It's acknowledging that while someone can be deeply special to us, our completeness, our very self, doesn't rely on their presence. Everyone we meet, everyone we might lose, plays their role in our individuation journey, just as we play in theirs. But no role is indispensable to the complete actualization of the self. By internalizing this, we cultivate a profound emotional strength that prepares us to face life's uncertainties with grace and a deeper understanding of our interconnectedness. Jung's work taught us the importance of integrating our inner world with our outer reality. In applying this to relationships and detachment, we find a path to genuine peace and resilience, shedding the illusions cast by our persona and embracing the liberating truth of our shared humanity and individual wholeness. Fourthly, you must know that detachment is a practice. The thing is, you gotta be willing to integrate your past experiences. You have to be willing to acknowledge and learn from past relationships, right? It's like holding onto a rope so tight that your hands start to hurt, but you're scared to let go because you don't know what will happen if you do. But listen, letting go doesn't mean you fall into an abyss. Sometimes, it means you can finally stretch your hands, reach out, and embrace something even more aligned with your authentic self. I had to learn this the hard way when I clung onto a comfortable situation, a familiar complex, because it felt safe, not realizing I was shutting doors to potential growth and new experiences that were knocking on the door of my unconscious. Here's another profound truth. The fear of missing out, or FOMO as we call it, is often a symptom of an unintegrated shadow or a yearning for something outside our own authentic experience. But remember what Jung taught us about projection. Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. The grass only looks greener from a distance because you're projecting an ideal onto it. Up close, you'll see it has its share of brown patches, its own unintegrated complexes too. Creating an illusion of perfection in someone else's life steals joy from your own. It's like running on a treadmill, trying to catch up to a phantom no matter how fast you go. You'll never reach it because it's not real. It's a projection. Jungian detachment isn't about giving up happiness. It's about defining it on your own terms, rooted in the genuine wisdom of yourself. So, to emotionally detach, follow the Jungian principle. Focus on what's within your psychological control, your perceptions, your reactions, your inner work, your growth toward individuation.